Welcome back to Bombastic Nation, a ting and ting and ting. I'm Mr. Giant and I'm back with some more vibe for you. Yes, and this one, someone suggested to check this one out because I had done something about somebody else. I don't remember who it was, but was the idea behind who James Bond really was. Was it one person? Was it a collaboration of people that this gentleman wrote the book about, and then subsequently the movies? But this one is called was James Bond Icelandic. So William Stephenson. So let's go ahead and YouTube and simmer and see what this is all about here, okay?
Ian Fleming said James Bond is a highly romanticized version of a true spy. The real thing is Bill Stephenson.
I didn't meet him till I'd been working for him for quite a long time. And when I was finally ushered into this large office of his in Rockefeller Center, I got quite a shock.
From the 36th floor of Rockefeller Center in New York, under the guise of British passport control, Bill Stephenson and his agents are involved in almost every aspect of intelligence work. Coding, forgery, counter-espionage, and propaganda. How did a kid from Winnipeg end up at the heart of international intrigue?
So this is the house of the master spy, Intrepid.
Sir William Stephenson, arguably the most important Icelander of the 20th century.
But not many people know him really.
No, he was, in many ways, a somewhat hidden figure. He had to keep much of his story secret in order to be effective as a spy.
But what did he grew up here, and he was half Icelandic.
He grew up here, he was half Icelandic. He was born the son of William Stanger, an Orkneyman, and Sarah Guðfinna Jónsdóttir, an Icelandic woman in the city. And when he was very young, his father died, and his mother put him up for adoption.
In two best-selling biographies, all the information on Stevenson's youth is fictitious. His parents' names are wrong. His date of birth is wrong. The school he was supposed to have graduated from did not exist.
In wartime, Churchill said, the truth was so precious it had to be surrounded by a bodyguard of lies. Bill Stephenson
Wow, that's
said,
profound.
deceived like a document.
Which is what politics is
He was
anyway.
adopted by
The truth surrounded by a bunch of lies.
Who lived in this house on Syndicate Street and spent his boyhood here.
And he spoke Icelandic.
He spoke Icelandic, although the Stephenson family was one that was assimilating into the larger society, so it was a clearly bilingual household.
But he had enormous influence during the war and after the war.
He was crucial during the war. He was Sir Winston Churchill's primary informant in the years leading up to Churchill becoming the Prime Minister of Britain. And then Churchill appointed him to head the spy agency in New York City under the guise of being a British passport office.
And what did he sort of control from there?
He served as an intermediary between Churchill and Franklin Roosevelt in the White House. He also set to work to crack the Nazi code and was an important figure in deciphering what the Nazi code was and allowing us to understand the messages of Hitler's government.
But he has been named as the original James Bond.
Yes, and Ian Fleming, the author of James Bond, suggested that William Stephenson was one of the influences, although he wasn't the playboy figure that James Bond was. He was simply a master spy.
Mr. Fleming, in your book there's
So it's a collaboration of
about
people.
Detail. Is this detail based on personal experience? You make it up? Where does it come from?
Well, I can say it's 90% from personal experience, really. If I started sticking too close to the true espionage work of today, I should be in trouble with the Official Secrets Act in England.
95% of what he wrote was based on fact, which is why James Bond is so intriguing, because you then ask the question, is this true? Are there people going around with a license to kill?
It's said that he could move in and out of a room without being noticed by people, which seems to me to be, very good quality for a spy.
when he walked, you know, as though he had little springs under the balls of his feet, even when he walked across his office to shake hands with you. And very pale eyes. And unlike most small men, he never stuck his head up to look at you like that. He kept his chin right in, and only his eyes, his eyes went up and looked at you. And he never raised his voice, ever.
He was a tough little mother. You were never really conscious of size with Sir William Stephenson. He was a bit like a Jack Russell Terrier. If you know anything about Jack Russells, they all think they're 10 foot tall, and every dog or thing they encounter think they're 10 foot tall too. So it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the amount of fight in the dog.
He was a mercurial character.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he flitted about. He was also very popular. People who met him were charmed by him. The Icelandic women who worked for him were charmed by him, and he commanded their loyalty.
So he had Icelandic women working for him.
He did indeed. He recruited women from the Interlake region of Manitoba to work in his office in New York. He was a brilliant man. He attended the University of Manitoba, where he invented the capacity to transmit wire photos and to even do wireless transmission of photos for the newspaper industry. Two inventions that made him an incredibly wealthy man.
Oh, wow. So he did other stuff besides the spying.
People don't seem to know very much about him.
The earliest biographies of William Stephenson might be described as tissues of lies. They were written in such a way as to maintain his cover. He knew a great many secrets. In some ways knew more than Prime Minister Churchill did about certain issues, and he needed to maintain his cover.
I wonder how many people are like that, living like that after the wars, after the First World War, after the Second World War, all those wars and stuff. How many people are living like that? That secret life of all the secret things that they did, you know what I mean? Stuff we, ordinary folks, don't know about, And they're just in there making decisions for us, and we have to trust them. It's that trust that politricksters, how should I put it? They take advantage of, you know what I mean? But, all those secrets and stuff like that, and I'll have to kill you if I tell you and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I don't think the same intrigue and spies works today. I wonder if somebody come up with a spy character today. I mean, the wars are different. I mean, most of it is in the Middle East and stuff now. So, and I assume it's just as gory as it was back then. You know what I mean? This stuff is interesting, ain't it? I hope you guys are enjoying it, man. I am too. It's good to learn about them things.
So they fabricated a story about his origins to help build his credibility and to help maintain the secrets for decades after the war.
And being an Icelander from a humble home was not a part of that.
It was not a part of the story. They actually hid the fact that he was ethnic from the larger society. So he was believed by many to simply be part of the British majority here in Canada.
But this is where he is.
This is his humble home.
For a guy that was adopted by people because his parents couldn't afford to feed him, and to go on to do things like this, I think it tells you that your circumstances don't have much to do with your future. It's the individual. If you have the drive, you'll be able to get there to wherever you're planning.
See, I believe that statement to a certain degree, but then it's just a few that sort of filters through that, and get to a certain level of prominence, because if you look at the politricksters now, it's kind of like, okay, the Kennedys, bam, you know what I mean? And yet, who else has got kids in politics here that is coming up? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, people go with name recognition a lot more than going with what that person is going to do for you. You know what I mean? If Bernie Sanders have kids, I'm not sure what his kids are going to be like. What platform are they going to run on? Are they going to be like their pops? Or are they going to be, fall into the whole political landscape and choose a side, and go with that side, you know what I mean? And follow the protocol that's set forth for them and thing. You know what I mean? All this stuff is really interesting, and fiction has sort of made this guy popular in a way. And because he was a spy, you have to decipher which is real and which is not. And how much of the story is untold? Gotta keep asking them questions. I wonder if anybody, if you dig deep enough, they're gonna say, no, stop right there. You ain't gonna find out much. We doing this for you. Accept it and enjoy whatever comes from it. Okay, man, I'm gonna stop it here. I don't know about that music, might get a copyright there. I'm gonna have to do something about that. But anyway, thank you all for watching this with me. Link in the description and thing. Go ahead and check this out without me babbling in it. You know what I mean? And see what it is. And comment down below. Please comment down below. And yes, the new and official Mr. Giant t-shirt is out there. You know what I mean? Link in the description for that. Also, there's going to be a pop-up somewhere on the left or the right. Click it's on Amazon. You know what I mean? Go sport that shirt, man. You know what I mean? Thank you all for watching this with me. Take care of each other. Cool runnings.